Well, look, OKC actually got a living, breathing human. Not sure how many, if it's the same Gordon Hayward that we're used to. He's been more injured than we've seen him play. But, what did you think of that pickup, Legs?
Listen, I've always been a big Gordon Hayward guy, but this is 6 years ago since that injury. We know what he's been through. He's missed a lot of time. Yeah. The one thing he does do, if he can stay healthy, and apparently he's close to coming back, so if he can stay healthy the rest of the year, you're talking about now bringing in a guy that facilitates the proper ball movement. The one thing I've always loved about Gordon Hayward, he always makes the right read. He doesn't force anything. Everything he does is efficient. He's played in a lot of postseason games, a lot of big games. So that's going to help a team that hasn't really gone through this, what they're about to go through, right? They could potentially be a 1 or a 2 seed in the Western Conference, going in and having to play right off the bat a team like a Phoenix, or you might get Dallas, or you might get one of these teams with these loaded superstars at the top. Gordon Hayward can help at least navigate the pressure of the moment. The question is he going to play and stay healthy? Because if not, then obviously he doesn't help much. And they love their core continuity they have now in Oklahoma City. They didn't want to mess with it and do anything big. Markkanen's name was coming up weeks ago. So this is what they did, and if Gordon Hayward stays healthy, I think he can absolutely be a valuable benefit to a young team.
Yeah, they didn't touch any of their core players. Davis Bertans, Trey Mann, guys that weren't part of the rotation. And if he, as Tim said, if he can stay healthy, great. If not, he becomes a free agent, right. And they look at their options. And they've created, they have potential to have one of these max slots this offseason. And they've never really been a big team that goes free agent shopping, but there is a little bit of this financial window, as I said before, these big numbers start to kick in.
And that's the way you can lure someone to Oklahoma City, because it's not going to be a place that a lot of the big name players are going to choose just to even if the roster's talented.
And that's what Sam Presti knew. That's why he embarked on this rebuild. He has to draft those players. He has to trade for those players. You saw him do it with Paul George when he was trying to reshape that roster around Russell Westbrook when Kevin Durant left. But you have a window in these markets, and you hope that the players like you draft, like Chet Holmgren, a player that you trade for when he was very young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who became an All-NBA player, MVP candidate, that they stay because of the winning, whether they're from L.A. or New York, or that attracts them. What Sam Presti sells in Oklahoma City is winning. And I think that's what ultimately you can keep, that's what keeps the groups, even if it's together, even if it's not a glamour market.
Quickly, as we mentioned, Trey Mann, Davis Bertans going to Charlotte. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the situation around Miles Bridges and why he ended up staying in Charlotte?
Well, they talked with a few teams on Miles Bridges. It is a complicated player to trade for because of his history with the domestic violence charges. There's still a trial date pending. It's not simple, and it's not for every organization to want to do that. But if you were going to trade for him, you were thinking you probably wanted to have a willingness to re-sign him. That's a lot there's uncertainty that comes with that. He's been in Charlotte. They know him. I'm told that, and we reported it last night, that he was very unlikely. They had decided they were going to keep him, and their goal is to re-sign him this summer. Just had back-to-back 40-point games. He is shown to be a very valuable player. And I think whether he's part of their future or not, if you re-sign him, now you have him under contract. It's a lot easier to trade him when he could become an unrestricted free agent, when there's still a court date pending. But he also had veto power. Rich Paul, his agent, he told Brian Windhurst earlier today that they weren't going, because he had signed the qualifying offer. He
was on a one-year contract, so he was basically would have been a rental. So if a team like Phoenix had enough to offer, you're going there for 3 months, and you have to basically get out in front of, you have to sell your fans as far as what the messaging is going to be. And as Woj said, it's complicated. It's not just about basketball here.
I'm on fire. It's 88 over here.